Internet and network connection types. In this lesson, we're going to explore different internet types as well as network types that you'll come across in your journey as a IT professional. So let's start off talking about satellite internet. Satellite internet has been around for many years and has advanced its technology throughout the years. Getting internet from a satellite orbiting our Earth is not new. Like I said, this technology has been around for a long time. And typically, when you have satellite internet, you do have challenges. The satellites that are providing this signal and providing this internet, they're orbiting the Earth at 22,000 miles away. And in that distance, there are um, uh, obstacles that can present itself, such as a latency and rain fade. Latency is the distance it takes for that signal to leave your device, connect to the satellite, and vice versa. And because of the distance and that time frame, other factors come in play like rain fade, also line of sight. You have to make sure your satellite dish is at a certain location so the satellites can stay consistently in orbit as the Earth rotates. So there are challenges with the satellite internet, but however, in areas where traditional service is not provided, this may be the only option, and it works as a very good option. So you can see band speeds up to 50 megabits download and 3 megabits upload. So even though it has its challenges, there are markets where satellite internet would be the best option. Fiber internet, or sometimes just called fiber. Fiber internet is come a long way in itself as far as the different services that it provides and the characteristics of it. With fiber internet, because of the type of the technology it uses, we can see speeds up to 2 gig and 5 gigabytes. Because of this tremendous amount of bandwidth, fiber internet is able to provide other media services like data, voice, and video, as well as enhanced HD media channels, as well as HD voice services because the amount of bandwidth again. Fiber optics work by having fiber optic connections um, sent from the ISP provider from their location down wires, underground or aerial, to your home or to your business. Fiber to the home was a big movement in the recent years when we're fiber bringing connection fiber directly to the homes and businesses. And that's you'll see different terms: fiber to the home, FTTH or FTTB to the business. Technology has advanced so much now that we can bring fiber right into our homes. And the fiber connections would terminate into a box outside your home, as shown here. On one side of the box, the fiber termination would be there, and you can turn and bring that fiber into your copper network into your home or business on the other side of the box. Um, just like a demarc location for a traditional service from your phone service. Cable internet. Cable internet is a form of high speed connection that uses cable television infrastructure to provide access to its users. Um, the network that this signal comes in is on a coaxial network. It's from your provider being sent directly to your home or business. Now, for cable internet to work, you need two things. You need a modem inside your house. Normally, it's a DOCSIS type modem. That is a data over cable service interface specification. Again, a DOCSIS type modem. And that receives the signal from the provider to your home. This system brings in either it through a Cat 5 or it can be wireless as well, right on that modem. And it works generally just like any other type of modem that brings internet or broadband internet into your homes. With the cable internet service, you can see speeds as low as 4 megabit up to 250 megabit. And in some areas, you may see gigabit speeds as different packages are available. Another form of internet you'll see is DSL. DSL is a digital subscriber line, and it provides the access to the internet through telephone lines and a modem. Even though DSL internet runs through the phone lines, the copper pairs have plenty of bandwidth to support phone conversations and internet connections at the same time. In addition, DSL internet service operates on a different frequency than phone calls. So that way, it will be no interference with the phone call and the bandwidth coming into the home or the business. Now, typically, you'll see what's called as ADSL or asynchronous DSL, which means one side or one part of that speed is higher than the other, and it's typically the download speeds. Now, the download speeds for ADSL, depending on the location, could be as high as 100 megabits, and the upload is as high as 50 megabits. Now, there are some distance limitations with DSL. With DSL, the range is between 8,000 to 10,000 feet from the central office. That is the distance limitation that it can provide service in that area. So again, depending on your area and how far you are from that central office, depends on the speeds that are available to you with the DSL service. So therefore, speeds would vary because of that. Cellular internet is another type of internet that you can use for your homes and your businesses. As technology is advancing again in the higher data plans, businesses have started to incorporate cellular into their services. Now, cellular internet works by using a router or a hotspot that's connected to the provider's cellular network, just again, like your mobile phone. Now, the speed you receive depends on how close you are to the network tower, network congestion, and how many other connected devices and other factors are in that area. Now, depending on your location, your speeds could reach up to gigabit range with the newer speed development that's happening with cellular. There are additional ways that you can use your cellular internet connection. You can use your phone's mobile data to connect to another device or a tablet, like in a tethering situation. So you can tether one device to your hotspot phone, either through Bluetooth or even a USB. Or your phone can become a hotspot for multiple devices. And that way you can share your broadband connection, your cellular broadband connection with multiple devices. A wireless internet provider or a WISP. A wireless internet service provider is an internet service provider with a network based on a wireless service. Now, technology may include commonplace Wi Fi, wireless mesh networking, or proprietary equipment designed to operate on either 900 megahertz, 2.4 gigahertz, 4.9, 5 gig, and other bands. Now, typically, these services were found where other providers were not available to have service. However, in recent years, the WISP services and infrastructures have been built up so much, and their speeds have been getting higher and higher. They can work and operate and provide service right along traditional providers in metropolitan areas. Now, this service is typically a line of sight type service. So you would have to have a clear line of sight from the transmitter radio to the receiver radio. Now, typically inside of your business or home, when you have a collection of computers connected at a certain physical location, it's what's called as a LAN or a local area network. By definition, a local area network is a collection of devices connected in one physical location, such as a building, office, or home. Now, a LAN can be small or large, ranging from a home network with one or two users to an enterprise network with thousands of users and devices. Regardless of the size, a LAN's single defining characteristic is that it connects devices that are in a single limited area. And sometimes this changes because a LAN can also be extended to another building. Typically, you can connect a LAN from one building to another and it extends that LAN. But generally and geographically, it's in one specific area. Now, a LAN comprises cables, access points, switches, routers, and other type of components that enable these devices to connect to internal services. They could be web servers, internal servers, um, and other applications that is used within that home or business environment. Again, your LAN could have multiple internet type connections. It can have a DSL backend or a cable or fiber optic. But generally, the defining definition of a LAN is a devices in a central location or central network and within a physical building or home or along those lines. A wireless area network is a WLAN, and this is a little bit differently. Something like a LAN, but it's wireless. A wireless local area network is a group of collected computers or devices that form a network based on radio transmissions rather than a wired connection. Now, a Wi Fi network is a type of WLAN. Anyone could connect to the Wi Fi, will be a part of the WLAN. But however, WLANs and Wi-Fi are a little bit differently. Not all WLANs are Wi-Fi, and here's the defining reason why. So typically, Wi-Fi is 802.11 standards. A WLAN can use that standard as well as other standards as well. So that's what makes it a little bit differently than Wi-Fi. A WLAN could be a proprietary wireless connection for warehouse equipment, scanners, and things along those lines that don't operate typically on the 802.11. So that's the defining difference between a Wi-Fi and a WLAN network. So a wide area network basically covers a larger area than a LAN. Wide area networks actually are regional or could be around the world, and they may connect multiple LANs. Now, there could be a lot of backbone technologies underlying under a WAN. It could be MPLS, it could be fiber, it could be many different type of internet connections. And if you think about it, the internet itself is almost like a WAN. That is almost like a WAN. So WANs, again, they cover large areas, regional, around the world, and they're um, geographically larger than you would have in of course, a LAN that's in a single location. Personal area networks or a PAN. Now, a personal area network is a network that you may not even consider in a network. So, a personal area network or PAN connects electronic devices within a user's immediate area. The size of a PAN ranges from a few centimeters to a few meters. Now, a PAN could be a connection between a Bluetooth earpiece and a smartphone. PANs can also connect laptops, tablets, printers, keyboards, and other computerized equipment that you have around in your physical in your limited area. A PAN network connection can either be wired or wireless. Wired connections include, USB or FireWire. Wireless connections could be Bluetooth, which is most common, Wi-Fi. It could also include Z-Wave or Zigbee devices. So while the devices within a PAN can exchange data with each other, PANs typically do not include a router and thus do not connect to an internet directly. But it may connect to the internet through a connection sharing process. So a desktop computer that uses a wireless mouse and wireless headphones, they're connected to each other. That's a PAN. That's your personal area network. Now, a metropolitan area network or a MAN is a little bit differently. So, if you had a LAN, which was a LAN for a small business or organization or even a university, and you connect multiple LANs, there you go. That's a MAN. A MAN is also referred as a campus network. So it's between a LAN and a WAN, and sometimes managed by a central provider. So multiple LANs tied together through like a backbone connection. And that's where the term campus networks came about. So you have a university may have separate buildings throughout its campus, and they're connected through an underlying backbone technology. That is a MAN or a metropolitan area network. Storage area network or a SAN. Now, a SAN is a little bit different. A SAN or storage area network is a specialized high speed network that provides network access to storage devices. SANs are typically composed of host switches, storage elements, and storage devices that are interconnected using a variety of technologies, topologies, and protocols. Now, spans also could span multiple sites. A SAN represents or presents storage devices to a host, and the storage appears to be locally attached, like a drive or a folder on your computer. But however, it could be in a distance of across the organization. The simplest presentation of storage to a host is accomplished through like different types of virtualization. SANs are often used to improve application availability, enhanced application performance, increase the storage utilization and the effectiveness of storage. And it also could be provided in zones for security purposes as well. Fiber channel or fiber is commonly used in enterprise environments. However, some businesses use Ethernet as the baseline connecting medium for these SANs. So we've covered a lot of different internet connections and network topologies. As far as internet services, we talked about satellite internet. We discussed the fiber internet, cable, DSL, cellular, and a wireless internet service provider or WISP. And for the network types, we discussed the LAN, the WAN, the PAN, the MAN, the SAN, and also we talked about the wireless area networks, WLAN. So we covered a lot of topics in this lesson, and I thank you for your time, and I will see you in the next lesson.